This episode of History Saver is brought to you by Addressing Gettysburg. Addressing Gettysburg is a podcast that shares great experiences, quality programs, awesome guests, and is a welcoming community for all who love Gettysburg. So join in with host Matt Callery and find out why Addressing Gettysburg is one of the top-rated podcasts online today. You can find them on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Castbox, Podbean, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, and on Instagram, Facebook, and of course, right here on YouTube. So check out Addressing Gettysburg today, where history is not boring. Thank you to Addressing Gettysburg for sponsoring this video.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
So, in this short episode, we are in St. Genevieve, Missouri, one of the places I wanted to visit. Also home to one of my favorite YouTube channels, Early American and Frontier Patriot, with Ron and Justine. If you haven't visited their channel, go do so. We're in St. Genevieve, like I said, and as you can see behind me, there are a lot of cool old structures here. This was one of the first French settlements in the area. Also, Lewis and Clark had a lot of things that they did here, and I'm gonna turn you around. Let's take a look. So here's one of the homes. I don't think you could go inside, but there's some outbuildings here as well, and a lot of cool things to see. Some more buildings throughout here as well, but unfortunately most of everything is closed. It is a Sunday. But we're going to explore St. Genevieve just a little bit more, see if there's anything here we are missing. But I can tell you, if you come here, there's some cool colonial history here dating from the 1700s, early 1700s, even some a little bit earlier than that. And you're standing where Lewis and Clark probably once stood. But check out the view though, it's pretty amazing. But yeah, this is St. Genevieve. I'm not for sure what I'm looking at here, so if Ron and Justine from Early American end up watching this video, maybe they can enlighten me. But this is indeed, I can tell you, probably an original building, and it's in the French architectural style, which I could clearly tell that. But if you'll notice, there's wood up under here, and if I'm not mistaken, this could be one of the only original remaining French buildings like this on post. I think there's only like 5. I'm not for sure if this is the one, but if not, it is still very cool. And you can just look at the architecture on this thing. They also have some of the wood picket fortification walls here, and it looks like they're gonna be doing some restoration on this. This is really neat. Out back of the home here are some remnants of a cooking hearth or a chimney. I think this is going to be the cooking hearth. You would most of the time cook outside of the home, and this is an example of that. Pretty neat. Okay, honestly, I don't know what else I'm looking at here, and I don't see too much more around. So I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I know what I'm looking at, because I don't. So we're going to get out of here and maybe check out some other places here in St. Genevieve. So just stay tuned. Let's see what we can find. So as we're driving through St. Genevieve, well, come across the Sassafras Creek cabin, and this is a B&B. How cool is that? Maybe one day I could convince my wife to stay here. That is cool. And then right here is one of the places I drove here to go to, but it's the general store mercantile called Sassafras Creek Originals, and there's a sign on the porch, closed for a family emergency. Sorry. Well, okay then. So this apparently is what St. Genevieve looked like when it was a French colony. Pretty cool. There is a National Park Service park here. You can come visit. We're in the Welcome Center now. So there is a little bit more to St. Genevieve. I've just come in the backwards way. Thank you to the GPS for doing that. But as you can see behind me, well, this is a pretty neat town. A lot of National Park Service places here. Some not ran by the National Park Service, which is cool. But unfortunately, I think most of the buildings are closed with it being Sunday. But we're gonna take a look around, see what we find here in St. Genevieve. Maybe take you along with us. And yeah, let's come visit St. Genevieve. It's a pretty cool place. A lot of French influence here and colonial history. So, pretty neat. Alright guys, so I've got some tea. I've got a scone. And, well, it is Sunday in St. Genevieve. There's not a whole lot to do. But come here, visit St. Genevieve. Unfortunately, we didn't film the Center for French Colonial Life Museum, but it's a really neat museum. You need to go check it out. I did, but I couldn't film. But here's what it is. Motorcycles. Come check out St. Genevieve, and we're off to the next place. Alright, so now that we know where we are in St. Genevieve, there's a lot of cool stuff here. Man, let me tell you, it's a really neat small town. And if you're into the American Revolution or French history from the 16 and 1700s, this is definitely the place for you. You know, not a lot of people know that St. Louis actually had a very prominent battle during the American Revolution, and a lot of that battle stemmed from right here in St. Genevieve. St. Genevieve was a French occupation at one time. There were Spanish here. There also was the legendary Lewis and Clark, but a lot of the buildings are still standing here. They're some of the nation's oldest buildings, and maybe some of the oldest buildings in a nation located here in St. Genevieve. It's almost like its own small Williamsburg in a way. And you know, watching the channels here, Early American and Frontier Pictured on YouTube, I was really excited to come here. And when I first got here, I didn't know exactly where I was, but now that I do know kind of my way around after driving around a little bit, this place is awesome. I've always wanted to come here after seeing it on their channel and reading the history of this place, and I'm so glad I did. You need to come check this place out. I've been shopping in between shooting these, okay? There's a lot of cool places to shop here. A really cool French colonial life museum here too. We didn't get to film inside. They wouldn't let us. And by the time we did gain permission to, we just ran out of time. We won't be able to see anything else here. But right now, I'm outside of the Felix Valle State Historical Site. Let's talk about this building for a second. So this is the Felix Valle Historical Site. This is owned by the state, and I don't know if I'm even saying it right, but this building was built in 1818. It is very old, and it was designed for a mercantile store and for a residence combined into one for Jacob Philipson. He was from Philadelphia, and he was a merchant for Philadelphia. And it's built of limestone. So this is all limestone that's native to the area. And it's a federal style home that has an American influence, plus that Louisiana purchased influence. You know, all of that's going on, you know, right before this time, during this time. So this it's a pretty cool, you know, example of what some of the homes look like here during that time. The home was sold in 1824 to the Valle family here in St. Genevieve. They operated a trading firm of Menard and Valle, and they also had a residence here. And they were French. They sold American goods that was bought into this area by steamboat, and they keep that history alive right here. And you know what I wish I could do is I wish I could go down into the cellar of this place. That is the coolest part of all of these old homes. But just look around here, man. This is such a cool little town. Now if we turn the corner, well, there's all kinds of houses and stuff beyond this sign. All right, so we're gonna end our time here in St. Genevieve. Not much to it, I know, in this video, but just more or less exploring St. Genevieve and the sights. And this is Sunday when I'm here, so it's pretty hard to see a whole lot. But we're gonna end it right here at the tavern. You can actually come visit this place for yourself, as they probably did when they ended their days in the 1700s at the local watering hole. So we're not going in to water our holes. Yeah, anyway, this is the tavern here in St. Genevieve, and let's show you this place real quick. So pretty neat home here, and I've got to say, man, this is a this has a cool architecture behind it. And I know I just butchered saying that, but I'm from Alabama, man. Come on. This place is awesome, though. All right, so from St. Genevieve, Missouri, well, I hope you enjoyed this little trek into history, and we'll see you on the next episode here. So make sure you stay tuned, and let's keep traveling and exploring history across America. See you on the next one.